Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, hey Hailey. Congrats on the move to the Phoenix. We're obviously hosting a World Cup in New Zealand at the moment. Can you sort of talk about whether New Zealand has become more of an attractive destination or more known as a footballing destination on the back of the World Cup?
No, for sure. I mean, I think that the timing's great because obviously the all the hype is around Australia, New Zealand right now, and especially like this World Cup was huge for women's sports, and it's the best media that's been going on in the history of the World Cup. So, and I think it's pretty cool that it's based in New Zealand and Australia. And I do think that it's been more of an attractive place now that there's been so much attention there. So I think it's really encouraging.
Yeah, because do you think, from your own experience too, it sounds like you'd been in talks with the club for a while, but just the fact the World Cup's here, um, the Wellington Phoenix is a fairly new team. Did it make it feel a bit more like, okay, I know a bit more about this team because I'm seeing the stadium on TV,
Yes. No, it's funny you say that. So my agent is actually based out in Sweden, and he represents some of the girls on the national team that are down there right now, and they're actually using the Wellington's facilities. So it's been great for them to kind of give feedback to me and my agent about how awesome they are and how a beautiful place it is and a great place to be. One of them actually told my agent this morning that it's going to be a dream life. So those were her exact words. So yeah, I mean, I think it's great for me to kind of be able to ask questions and see their perspective of it too.
And I thought Randy Waldrum has been quite a character from what I've seen in the press conferences from Australia. You obviously were coached by him at college.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about what it was like playing under him? Because it seems like he's a bit of a funny guy as well as being a
Oh,
good.
he's a great person. I mean, like I owe much of my success and like me even being able to do this to him. He's kind of the one that pushed me when I moved to Pittsburgh to like want to play professionally after college. I hadn't really thought about it until then, and then he was like, "You should try," and he invested in me, in my potential. So by the last season that I was there, we had made it to the Sweet 16 in the nation's best collegiate tournament. So he really turned our program around. I think he's a great person, a great coach. I think he has great ideas. He's about the person as well, not just a player. So, I mean, it was a great experience being coached by him for 3 years and his son, Ben Waldrum, that's under him at Pitt as well. So, and to kind of get his perspective on different coaching styles and because he's obviously been all over. So that was a great thing for me to kind of endure with my time with him. Was just different perspectives and different coaching styles. So I appreciate him a lot. I owe him a lot of my success to this point. So
Yeah, for sure. And is it good too that although the US aren't going to be champions this year, it seems like for clubs like the Phoenix, that Americans are still quite highly sought after in terms of import players to bring to the team. I mean, yeah, do you still feel that? But yeah, as an American, is there almost like I don't know if there's there a point to prove that you guys are still some of the best players in the world or anything?
I mean, it depends on the person that you ask, but I mean, technically I'm coming to your country and playing your type of football. So, I like to kind of like when I was in Sweden get different perspectives on football and I think that it's good to go elsewhere other than the US to understand those perspectives because obviously I think the rest of the world is catching up obviously. So, yeah, I think it just depends on the person you ask.
All good, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Hailey. Harry here from New Zealand. Congrats on the signing. Very exciting, but obviously it's a massive move. What do you think the biggest challenge will be coming all the way over here to New Zealand?
Um, so I mean, I will say coming from when I spent my time in Sweden, obviously there was like the language barrier, which was quite difficult, like in trainings and in games. So I do think it will be a bit easier, even though it is so far away. I don't think it's going to be a huge challenge for me. The only thing I could see being like sort of a challenge is obviously things that I don't know yet about moving there, logistically, getting used to a new team, new players, new faces. So, but that just comes with time. So, and that's an exciting thing for me.
Yeah, and in terms of the football itself, what do you think you can bring to a side like the Wellington Phoenix? Obviously, a reasonably new team, but what do you think you can bring to them?
Yeah, so I mean, I've always been a pretty athletic player, very fast paced, like to compete. So I think being a wing back on the right side, I can bring more of an attacking minded play. I like to go forward a lot. I would say I'm more of an attacking wing back than defensively, but obviously am athletic enough to be able to get back and to defend and stop players from getting forward. So and be a key part of a back line.
Yeah, and there's obviously plenty of reasons why the Phoenix wanted to bring you here, but as a professional footballer, there's always options. Why did you decide to sign with the Wellington Phoenix?
Yeah, so I mean, I got back from Europe July 10th it was, and so and I had been on a few trials overseas there that just didn't work out for me, and so I was kind of at here like have been here at home waiting for something solid to come by, and Paul and I had got in touch, and it was seriously so simple. It was I really liked talking with him. He was very clear about what he was looking for, and it kind of matched what I was looking for in a team, and was very exciting after I had my conversation with him. I really enjoyed it. So, and to have someone be sure about you and want to sign you, and rather having to wait was nice. So I just kind of jumped on the opportunity and was like, I would love to come. I know the Australian League, the ALeague has had a history of having many Americans, so and in and out of the NWSL, and that's pretty exciting for me. So obviously loved my talk with Paul, loved what he had to say about the team, everything it could provide me, but also what the league could bring me to competitively.
Awesome, yeah. And just finally, outside of the football, what are you most looking forward to about coming to live in New Zealand?
Oh, that's a great question. I have no idea. I heard it's beautiful, obviously. Just to kind of explore like that part of the world is going to be super exciting for me, and us going to Australia to play games to kind of see that part of it too. I love new things, meeting new people, seeing new places, so I'm super excited to kind of explore that part of the world that I haven't been to yet.
Awesome, yeah. It's beautiful, but it's very windy, so you're looking forward to that.
I have heard that.
Awesome, thanks, Hailey.
Thank you.
From you, Ben, or anything more from you, Phil?
Can I just ask, like, how well do you know Hope? Because I think you guys crossed paths a wee bit at was it preseason camp with the Dash?
Yeah, so I didn't know Hope prior to this year. Um I got invited to the Houston Dash's preseason camp along with her. So her and I spent some time there together. Great person and great player. And then obviously I had to go my separate way over to Europe. And then she stayed with the Dash, so where she was in and out of the program. So I got to really get to know her at my time with the Houston Dash. So
Yeah, okay. And I know a lot of my questions are sort of about the World Cup because that's sort of the thing that's going
no,
on
that's
at the
okay.
moment. But is it exciting too that you're coming to a league that's going to be like straight after the World Cup is here? So like in Australia and New Zealand, there's going to be a lot of excitement around women's football. Like, does that feel quite exciting to be part of a league where there's like an opportunity to bring a lot of those fans to some of these games?
Yeah. Of course, like even like I've kind of mentioned me coming to Wellington to my friends and family and others around me, and like they automatically think of the World Cup. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's obviously like where the hugest stage is right now. So yeah, I think that it's bringing the media will be very relevant in the area that I'm in and with the league. So even people that don't really watch the World Cup or watch football know that it's in New Zealand and Australia and have seen the media and the pictures and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that it's a great thing.
Yeah, and how is the A-League sort of viewed for international players? Because a few years ago, heaps of the Matildas players, Sam Kerr was playing in the league. There were some, US national team players, and then a lot of as European football's taken off, a lot of those players have sort of gone there. But it seems like a good league for players to, who are out of college or looking for their first professional contract to sort of make a name for themselves. So, is that how you sort of view it now? Is it's like a league for you to come here and hopefully begin? I know you've had a little taste of professional football, but sort of begin your professional journey?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was only in Sweden for a few short months, and it was in the second division. So I think that like the level that I'm coming to now is a huge step higher from where I came from, which is what I want. You want to always climb the ladder, obviously. And I think that like even not even visiting or knowing really a lot about the league or the teams, I've just known girls in the past from America that have played on the national team and are back in the NWSL that spent some time in the ALeague. And it's very similar, I think, to how Americans like to play. Even my agent kind of told me that. He was like, I think you're going to really enjoy it because it's your type of play and how you like to play. So I think that aligns better with me than where I just came from. So I'm super excited to take that step up. And I think it's a great opportunity competitively